Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn in our Cavernwood colony. And last time we got our whole set of trees up here. However, we're not quite done. We're going to move the fields out just a little bit more. But before we do that, I am going to redo my plans over here because after taking a look at this and getting these platforms set up, there turned out to be a little bit of a problem. A problem in that the metal platforms, the 5x5, even with these, they would just take too many trees out. Same thing with the overhangs here. They would take a ton of trees out. So we picked up a mod, which was those platforms, and boy, does it have some large platforms. It's got some interesting ones too, where some of them have holes in the middle. There's the 10x10 flat ones here. There's even a 20x20, a huge platform that you could put wherever you like. But what I think I'm going to do is we're going to use the 15x15 metal ones and put that up here instead. So we have to start by removing the dirt off of the top here. And we'll say that that is our first focus. So we'll get them in there. And we are going to have to figure out where exactly we want to put the platforms, but that's okay. Look at that. That's a whole line of dynamite in there right away. So we'll let them work on that for a second. We were also working over here to get all of this taken down so that we can put our industrial center over here. And that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to put 2s in there. And we'll put in all the dynamite here. There we go. There we go. We'll get all of this dynamited down. Maybe put in some more here and here. And we'll come back and get the mountains out later, just like I originally planned. But we should have plenty of dynamite to go in here. In fact, while they're installing all that dynamite, let's go ahead and put in a couple more places so that we can get rid of some of these smaller mountains here. We'll get that all set up. There we go. That looks good. Of course, we don't really need those ladders anymore. There we go. That's out of there. And then once they get this field in, we'll go ahead, blow that up, and then move to the next section. Something else we're working on. This here, I don't think I need a triple here, but that's okay. We're going to take this out of there. We're going to take that out of there. We're going to blow... Oops. I accidentally deleted it. I was in a deleting space, but that's okay. We actually want... Let's see. We want sluices along the back here. So let's do sluice. And... Man, it's hard to see in the Forgotten Cave here. That's probably why I keep forgetting about it. So this is going to come up this way, and then we want the sluices to be here. So I did want that sluice. Oh well. And how can I make sure that this is going to get good water only? So good water is going to come out here. I'm going to have to take this down another level, aren't I? But how do I keep this from... You know what? Here's an idea. We'll do this. Let's put a sluice here for bad water. And then we will explode everything else here. So this needs to go down one more level. There's a 3 here. And a bunch of 1s here. There we go. And that's going to have to go out here eventually. Somehow. Actually, I don't think that will need to go out here, will it? So that should pour the good water off this way, and the good water comes out this way. However, that does mean that this here can pour out bad water on this side. So we're going to have to put in... Where can I put in this sluice that doesn't block this other one? Actually, that's going to block the sluice no matter where I put it, isn't it? So let's see if I were to do that instead. Let's get a landscaping block in here. There you go. So good water comes out this way. We'll make bad water go out that way. And then maybe we can fill back in over the top of these somehow. Let's see. Can I put in... I want to put in a triple? No, let's put in double. Will that do it for us? We do a double there. We do one. Let's just fill this in. Kind of a pain anyway. We'll fill this in. There we go. And then here, do I actually need this to come out of there? Or do I need this to go upward? Actually, I think I need 2 extra blocks here. And then I gotta close this off somehow. So let's get this out of there. There we go. We'll get those out of there. That one already in there? It sure is. There we go. So that water's going to come out that way. And that's already in. Let's go ahead and get another one of these in there. So that's going to pour the bad water out this way. This is going to pour the good water out that way. And I think that might do it. I'm going to have to put in some kind of cap here on these, I believe. Do this again. And we will put in one here. Nope. One here. There we go. We'll put in a 2 here. And then let's go ahead, get that blocked, and the rest of this can just be a exit. So we'll get one of these in here. We'll get one of those, that, and that. Didn't even need to remove that. And then here, I'm going to do this, this. We can fill all of this in here, hopefully. Yep, that goes back up there. You can be above here. And then for this, we'll do... How am I going to do... Gonna do that? We do maybe a 2 here? No, we'll do a 1 here. 1. We'll put a dirt block in here. We'll put... Well, that doesn't really solve the problem, does it? Nope. Let's do that, and then we'll do an overhang. There we go. That solves that problem. Then we simply fill this in over. We fill those in. And then we should be able to fill this hole back in. There we go. And we'll fill in over this as well. Actually, do I even need that? I don't think I do. I think I'm just using it to reach things now. So we'll put the mountain back in for now. We'll take out this, and hopefully, when we can get all of the dirt on top of this... There we go. Well, that's not quite right. That's too much mountain. There we go. Something like that. Let's take out the path on top of here. In fact, we can probably just take this out. There we go. That looks good. We will put in more dirt blocks here. Fill our mountain back up. Yep, that looks good. This can go here. We'll take you out, and I think we might about have it. We'll have to get the sluices all set up, but we'll do that eventually. And then we'll see how that turns out. Something else that I want to do. One, I've got 18 beavers outside again. So once again, we have to build on to our area here. So let's get those in there. It usually does not take them too long. Go ahead and get this stuff in. Grab those. We'll grab the path. Not the path. We'll grab these. There we go. Now I'd like the path. Maybe. Nope, that's not a path. This is a path. There we go. More beaver places. We have 24 beavers that aren't doing anything, so we might as well put them to work. We've already got some buildings for building stuff. We might as well do some more here. Builder's hut. Yep, let's go ahead and we'll just do something like this. And how about we do 2 more? I don't know if that'll cover all of them, but at least we'll have something going there so they can maybe, just maybe, get that stuff taken care of. Let's go back over here. I'm pretty sure the platform's done by now. Yep, there it is. And then I have to remove this, and we need to get 1 dynamite on here to get that taken care of. But we can go ahead and start taking these out of there. Once that's blown up, we can take a look at this mod. Over here, well, looks like they've got the dynamite fields laid. Let's get all of those taken out of there. There we go. Starting to look good. They didn't quite make it to the back, but that's okay. Up here, let's say we need definitely 3s here. 3, 3, and then 2s and more 1s here. So we've got all of this cleared out, and then we can come back and take out more of the mountain, maybe. In fact, we can probably, if we put another one of these here, we can take out even a little bit more. Let's do a 2 there, 3 here, and 3s up here. We'll still need to put more in, but that's okay. There we go. We'll get a couple of 3s here. Do I want to go over that far? Yeah, we'll go over about that far. 3s, 2s. That'll be the end of it, though. There we go. So we'll let them work on that dynamite field. Now, so we move back around. They're getting that stuff put in. They're doing okay. They've got their houses in already. One more thing I did want to put up. I'm going to put, just temporarily, an exit here and say, hey, let's get rid of all the trees in this area. There we go, because I want to put in another one of these. Since we're building and blowing up dirt all the time, it seems like a good time to try and do that. Here we go. Let's get these over here so that they can get to all of this. That looks good, and this should be able to cover both of them. Now, here's something. Why didn't I put an entrance down here so that they could get back on the tubeway if they went across the dam? I'm not sure, but hopefully that takes care of that. And back around over here. Yep, they've got that taken care of. So now we can take out... Oops, I didn't want to take out that. That's okay. We'll take out all of that. And we're going to need... Looks like... Actually, I don't need that anymore. And I don't need this anymore. There we go. We're taking everything out. Just while we can. So we've got all of those things out. I'm not going to need this, really, so they can come and get logs from somewhere else. There we go. How's my logs doing? I have 2.8k. I'm doing okay. So this 15 by 15 platform, which is right here, the last one over, it's 20,000 science. We're going to have to save up for it, but we can go ahead and do a little planning. The metal platform, the 1x1 that I want to sit it on, is only 300. So we're going to grab that. And then since it's 15, it's going to be 7 over and 7 up, basically, to get to the middle. And since we have coordinates, which this one is 0, so we just need to go over to 7. And the coordinate here is going to be 47, so we need to go down to 40. 40, there's 41, there's 42, there's 40. That one right there is the one that we need to take out. So let's go ahead and take that out. Now, the thing about it is, I did some testing with these platforms, and you actually have to make a little bit of a plus sign and remove everything there because they have kind of a wide attachment at the bottom. But that's okay. That is kind of a small sacrifice compared to some of the other ways that we could put in these. There we go. We're going to do 2 metal platforms. And then we have to save up for science. We have 10 more beavers that we could just shove into science huts. We could also make another number cruncher and put in possibly some more wheels to get some extra science. They're not doing terribly at the moment for it. So tell you what, let's make another one just next door for now. And then for our stuff here, we're going to need some more water wheels, at least a little bit more. So what I think we will do is try and just temporarily reroute this. Maybe, well, let's find out where we need to put the wheels first. Let's go right there. Okay, so we can put the wheels here, but it raises up one, which means it doesn't fit in there. You know what? I could put it right on top of the tubeway here. I hadn't even thought of that. Let's just do that. We'll put 2 of them right on top of the tubeways. They can come over and build that, and then we'll just grab the power from both of them. Let's go. Upward power shaft. About right there. And another one right here. There we go. And now we just need vertical ones. There we go. And we need this power shaft intersection. There we go. They should be able to build most of this from the tubes here. So, wow, they've already got the second number cruncher in. It's definitely straining the battery, but that's okay. That should double the amount of science that we get to hopefully speed us up 2 different things. And then, you know what? We do need, while I'm over here, if you look, we are really low on canola oil, but we have plenty of canola, which means we're just not pressing it fast enough. So, good grief, beavers. The whole build squad comes over to take care of it. Then we're going to do the same thing. We'll put a little bit of canola back here. We'll get a little bit of that here. We'll say you're for our canola seeds, and we're coming in, and you are for the oil, and you're going out. So hopefully that gets set up. We've got plenty of those. How's the power? It's okay. Not bad, not great, but we're okay at the moment. In fact, how's my gears? My gears are pretty good. I'm just going to turn that off and save the power. There we go. Now we've got plenty of power for that second canola place. This looks like it's doing all right. Oh, you know what I forgot? Power and the downward portion. Otherwise, these aren't going to do us very good. There we go. Those will get built in just a second, and then that will add another 500 or so to the science, and we'll just double our science for now. For the 10 beavers, I still don't know what I'll do with them, but we'll figure that out here in just a minute. Whether it's more building, or more science, or just something else, we'll find out. But let's go ahead, we'll get in you right next door, and we'll take you out here, you here, and we'll build another one here. Take you out, and yep, that should be just fine. They'll get those going. I'm a little low on bots for some reason. We'll have to go and figure that out here in a minute, but we're going to let them come back, and we'll wait for the science for this, and we'll take a look after that. Our science is ticking up. However, they went ahead and got all of this dynamite in, so I think it would be a shame to make them wait any longer to put any more in. So we'll go ahead, we'll get started on taking a lot of this out. There we go. And now we're starting to really open up the area. Of course, there's still plenty of stuff that needs done to take more of this out. So, tell you what, let's, instead of walking everywhere, well, you know what? I'm going to save the metal, and here's why. The platforms themselves are going to take a lot of metal blocks. In fact, I should probably look into storing some more metal blocks for the time being. Let's go with maybe something like, how about storage? We'll just make some temporary storage for them. Do this, and then we could do that and that, and just work our way up from here. There we go. Just to get the metal blocks in control, we're going to take those out. Let's grab this, and we will go, which way? That way. There we go. All the way up. There we go. And we'll set all of these for metal blocks, because we are going to need a lot of them here before too long. Is this the final resting place of the metal block storage? Probably not, but it's serving a purpose, I think. So we're definitely going to need to at least make some extra, have some backed up, just so we don't completely run out. Metal blocks. There we go. So they should be able to bring all the metal blocks over to there now. And hopefully they start, yep, they've already started filling them up. So we'll just leave them as the storage the way it is. And all right, they've got our stairs in over here. Let's go ahead. One will come back over here. We'll go there and have them put in dynamite all along here. There we go. And let's see if we can get them to build some ladders up to here. There we go. And a ladder up to here. Does that include, well, that doesn't quite get that, so we'll go up there. That's one. I'm not too worried about it. This, however, will need at least that many dynamite to get, or that many ladders to get up there. That will need one to put it on there. Let's also go ahead and extend a path out this way so they can just put those up there. We'll connect this in, this, and yep, we'll put that there. You can go up there and up here. Oh, I'm going to need probably just a couple more ladders here. There we go. That's good. And then here, we'll just build... Actually, if I build it here, I can get up here and get both of these. So we'll put in 3s. And pretty much everything here is going to be a 3, except for these, which are going to be 2s for now. There we go. 2s, more 2s, all 2s. There we go. 3s to knock that down. Here's 2 areas. 3s and 3s. Looks like they went ahead and took care of that for us while we're here. There we go. Excellent. They've got this out of the way. Got a ton of builders just hanging around, so that's not so bad. We'll let them work on that for a second while we go try not to forget about the forgotten cave. There we go. This one is only going to let good water through. And then let's go down into the ground here. There we go. This one in good water only. And this one's bad water. Bad water. Ooh, not 30. There we go. And this is, let's see, close above and close below. There we go. So that should do that. Are they not? Okay, they're not building that, but I'm not really that worried about it. Does it block anything critical? No. It's fine. We'll just leave it there. They can't get out that way. Ooh, they might be able to get out. No, they can't because the sluice goes that way. So let's just take that out of there for now. And that should fix the Forgotten Cave. But we'll find out when they finally get everything in there if that really does fix it. Oh, look at that. They've already got a decent amount of dynamite here. Go ahead and take all those out. Let's see. That's not needed. Take that down, take all those. This goes, there's those. Here's some more of that. All right, we'll do ones here. Threes here. Now we'll just have to move our ladders around again. There we go. Ladders, ladders. That's out. Oh, there was a guy up there. Sorry, buddy. All right. My fault. My bad. I will get you out of there. I will not blow you up. Even though who knows what you were doing there. In fact, I probably don't want to know what you were doing there, but that's okay. We'll just get these in here. Maybe if I can get this out of here. This looks good. And we'll take these out of there because we're going to have to get... Let's do these. There we go. This is definitely going to need to be a 3, 3, 3, and I think that's going to be a 2 and a 2. All right. Any other... Well, we're going to have to figure out how to get back here, aren't we? All right. Well, we've got the singles here. There we go. Get up here. They should be able to put most of that in there. That should take care of those. And that I don't need anymore, but we'll go ahead and put in... You know what? I'm going to do 2 platforms. And that should solve it. There we go. That takes care of part of it. And the final pieces of dynamite over here. There's that. There's this. A little bit more there. And we'll come back and check on a couple of other things in just a second. We're at 19,000, which means I can probably go ahead and plan some more of these large platforms. Let's see. This one is at 40. Let's see if I go this way. 47. 40 by 7. Okay. So if I go over 14, that's what, 21? So we'll do 20, 21 right there. We'll say, take those out, take those out. There we go. You can probably get some trees in here. That's fine. And we'll let them take those out. And then same thing. We just need to kind of follow up and figure out where we need to put some of this stuff. So this is at 40. And if I go this way, I think I need to go to 30. Nope. I need to take away 14. So that's what? 30, 26, 25, 24, 26. This right here, 26. Oh, that might be a problem. 26, 27, 26, 21. That's kind of what I was afraid of. Let's see. Well, let's see what this one is first, and we'll figure out where it goes, and then, of course, we'll move stuff around if we need to. That is just life sometimes. You don't get that option. It doesn't always work out. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is at 7. So that should be it. All right. So if I take out these and these, and then I go, yep, there, and I go here. We'll figure something out here. I can't put anything over that. Suppose I could move it back one, but then I could move this one back to match. It shouldn't really hurt it or make too much of a difference. Let's see. Then I just got to move the whole thing back, which is entirely possible. We'll do that, and we'll get started on those. That just means I think this is one short over here. So it's just going to be probably just on this side of the road, which is fine. That's fine. We can use this as something else. I'm not too worried about it. We're going to have plenty more trees over here whenever we move all of that stuff out of there. Let's go ahead. They've got that cleared out. Let's put those in. Let's put those in. We'll get these in here. And then once they've got that, we'll come back, move this back one, and we'll figure out what we want to do from there. Over here, this is all almost done. We've got a lot of dynamite that's taken care of. There we go. And now it looks like we just need one more two to free up this section. And we can take out some of these. There we go. Take out those. Take out this. Yep. Let's draw a line to there. And there we go. Those can go. These can go. And that can go. So now they can put that dynamite in here. So we need to start climbing up and getting to this stuff. Let's go ahead. Put in ladders to go up to the very highest point, which we can just do this. There we go. And then we'll need some ladders over here. There we go. And we'll get these connected in. There's this. That looks good. And then over here, we're going to have to work our way up the mountain here as well. So let's go ahead, take that out there, and we'll come back to look at those once they've got all the ladders in. We did get our second dirt excavator in, but since we're a little low on bots at the moment, we're just running it off the extra beavers that we have. We still have 10 extra beavers, so if we get some beavers that are injured from it, that's okay. They'll live. We'll be all right there. Over here, they're making the bots. We kind of have a bot out of energy problem at the moment. So I'm going to put in a whole bunch more of these. And then maybe one extra of this as well, just to give it a little extra power. Let's go ahead and take them out of there. There we go. And make sure this has stuff going to it. And this is all still planned to only be temporary, so eventually it might go away, but hopefully these extra charging stations that are here give us the boost that we need to get them back to normal and back to running okay. Over here, they've got this done, so let's go ahead, take this out of here. We're going to move these guys back one. Which, not a big deal. We can definitely do that. Let's move you that way, that way. Not a problem there. And then, maybe we might have to take the exit out. That's going to be interesting. Let's go this, and we'll do one quick explosion. Oh, I should have put the explosion in first, shouldn't I have? Yeah, I should have. It'll be quicker just to rebuild this. There we go. Then we'll take the pipe over, and it can come up right there instead. There we go. We'll do that. Same thing here. We're going to have to put in one here for the pipe to come over one. We'll move all of this back one. About that goes there. All of that can go in, and then once those are done, we'll figure out how to replace all of that. They should be able to build the pipe from below it. So They're just now starting to get trees in here even. Well, isn't that the luck? That's all right. We'll get all of that going. Well, would you look at that? We've got our 20,000 science thanks to that extra pod over there, or that extra calculator. So let's go ahead and grab that giant... Where is it? 25 by 20. Oh, that's an interesting one. That's not quite what we want, but we're going to do this one. Oh, I'm going to have to take out this. That's their way down. They'll have to figure something else out. Let's see. They'll have to come down a different way. Not a big deal. But let's put in these huge platforms. Look at the size of that platform. There we go. And this one might actually have to wait until we've moved some stuff. Could probably knock them down and redo that, but we'll wait on that. And then this here... not sure why that's not... Am I overlapping by one? I think I might be overlapping by one. Yep, I miscounted. So, not a big deal. We'll just move those back over one. And we'll say take out the trees on each side of that. And that will give us this wonderful large platform. In fact, I kind of like this so much, let's take a mod break and take a look at these new platforms that they've got. On today's mod break, we're going to be taking a look at a mod called Those Platforms. It's for Update 7 and Update 6. And basically, it does what it says it's going to do. It gives you those platforms. All of these platforms that you see here are available. If you need an extra large platform, they've got it. If you need strange platforms with pieces cut out of it, you've got it. You want ones with overhangs, they've got it. If you want platforms that are based on the edge instead of based in the middle, they've got those. They've got all sorts of interesting blocks for you to use. They've got the return of the metal one block, plus they've got these rusted blocks which let water through, and then if you want a different look for your dams, you can also use these blocks. They've got these interesting tall platforms here, even one with a hole in the middle in case you want to put something through there or something going up into the platform so that you can get up there. They've got this one really, really long platform here. I believe that's a 20 long, just in case you need to cross an entire lake. They've got more platforms here. They've got platforms with T's. They've got platforms with bigger T's. They've got the overhangs up to 13 long, but even 8 long if you need it. And then they've got the big platform here and the extra big platform here, which you can use just about anywhere. This one will fit just about on any ground that you decide to put it on. This one might be a little bit harder to position, but they both need these just one height platforms underneath it, and then you can pretty much put them anywhere, get as much done as you like, build right on top of it. There are some amazing additions for when the overhangs, the smaller overhangs from the game, just won't do you what you need to get done. So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a nice vertical city that you don't have to worry about too many pillars from overhangs and whatnot, pick up this mod and test it out. So far, it's worked out really, really well for me. Just a nice and simple mod. Those are some neat platforms. But let's see if we can get this connected back in real quick. We've got that going there. Let's grab one of you. We'll move you over. And then same thing here. We're going to go explode you. We're going to move you back one. And you back one. And then that should... Oh, I need to move the ladder back one as well, it looks like. So we're just going to do that. Then get all of that connected in. We'll move these back. Although, Eh, yeah, I'm still going to move them back, but we'll wait until that's all been taken care of. They dumped most of our extra blocks into the big platform here, so we're going to be running a little short on those for a while. Do I have... I think I have both of those set up for that. You know what? I have enough to get at least a third one in there, so let's just put you in there, toss a bot in there. There we go. Now the bots are back up and running. I guess they just needed some extra charging. It's not that big a deal. We'll get them in there, get them ready to go. Get this made for the extra. In fact, do I have enough power after this? I could probably turn off some of this stuff and just grab some extra power. Or we could just do this and hope that it runs okay the way it is. So that might be just what we do for now. Just let it go. They will hopefully get this in. Let's say that those are both high priority and they have those guys in there. So now we have plenty of extra spots. In fact, we could start spreading them out even more. For example, this is a dangerous place. Let's put bots in there. Next, let's see. We've got people in the food factories. Let's get somebody in here. There we go. Let's get somebody in both of these because we always seem a little bit low on this. And even though it might take them a little bit to get back from getting, if they go out of charge, they still should be okay. This is all okay. We've got plenty of those. We can send them off to some other place. We've got plenty of these. So I think we just need... What do you mean you don't have a road? Oh, for the love. All right. Well, I thought that was open on that side, but I guess it was not. There we go. That's good. They've got all of that in there. Let's see, is this the right place for this one? Yes, it sure is. And then we're going to need one more. So this is at 25, 7. So we need to come down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This one here? I think that's it. We'll find out here real quick. Let's say remove trees, remove trees. They'll get to that, and then we'll try setting more of this up. Those should all be good. Look at how dark it is under there. Oh, I'm not sure I'd want to stroll through that forest in the middle of the night, but that's okay. I don't have to. The beavers do. There we go. And do you fit? Perfectly. And then we have 3 rows left over, which we'll figure out what to do there. We want to put some more stuff. But you know what? I think we'll wait for just a few minutes so that we can get at least these in there. In fact, let's go ahead. We will put in a couple of these. Let's get the paths in so these can all be built. There we go. And then, how is my scrap metal doing? It's doing just fine. We are going to put in another one of these so that it's got power. And then we're just going to go crazy with the number of these, probably. There is just... Let's see. Let's do... If I move this over, maybe I can put another one in. There we go. Let's get that metal made, and we'll be back in just a minute. We'll see if we can get all these in there. I was taking a look at this other side to try and get it aligned, and it looks like my lack of ability to account for, well, me not being able to count is that once again, we actually have it in the wrong place. It needs to go here, which means I need to put the foresters up here, which means these have to come out. So I'm going to say destroy this, and let's see. We'll leave that one in for now. We'll do dynamite here, dynamite there, same thing here. That might temporarily disable them. We'll figure that out. These will have to get moved forward to here. Let's go ahead. We'll take out all of this. We'll take out those 3 there. Let's see if I go down below this. Yep, those there. And that one's going to have to go too. There we go. And we're going to have to move this one. Where was it? This one is going to have to move up to these right here. Actually, that can't be there, but there can be something here. So we're going to... Oh, ooh, almost killed them. That was close. Let's put you. We'll take. How am I going to do this? I need that out of there. I need another explosive there. This has to move all the way up to here. Yes. Actually, that... No, because nothing can be there. So they're going to have to go here. Okay. Wow, when I make a mess of things, I really make a mess of things. Okay. Let's say... This doesn't need to go anywhere for the moment. We don't need to go anywhere there for the moment. And we'll just move you way up and out of the way, so it's no longer aligned with that. And I need to make 2 more here. Let's get those high priority. And then over here, we'll take those out. And then we will fix everything behind. That doesn't go anymore. These guys, that doesn't go anymore. We're gonna do... I can just fill that back in with dirt there. I don't need to, but I'm going to. There we go. This goes out here. Then we need to drop 1 more in here. Bring that up. And then we can put in a ladder. Luckily, it looks like these guys are within range. So we'll do that. We can take these out of there. Slight adjustment. Every once in a while, things just need some slight adjustments. There we go. We'll grab you. You 3 can connect in. You can put in trees over that. And... Okay. Well, you guys aren't doing the one that I want you to do, so we'll come back to this. This needs to be moved up, but we can go ahead and just do that real quick. Let's connect you in there. You 3 can go here. There's that fixed. And yep, there is Tubeway. It can go up. And we'll do... Here's our tiny Tubeway station. You can go out there. That will fix that problem. And once that's fixed, then we'll turn around and come back over and fix these. But we'll let them get that taken care of, and we'll check on some other parts of the colony at the moment. I went ahead and put some dynamite up here, so let's go ahead and continue clearing this out. There we go. Alright, that's relatively the same height on some of these, so put the dynamite Not there. Do I need to go? Yeah, let's do that. And we'll say you can get out of there. And then over here, we'll can also just put in threes now. Threes all the way across. Don't know how I missed that one, so we'll put a 3 in there. Hopefully they can reach. Over here, we've got some more to take out. We're going to have to come back to that. There we go. That can go. This can go. Clear that out. We'll clear all this out. There we go. Get you in there. That can actually go. There we go. And then I'm going to need a couple more ladders here and there. We'll just grab one for this. Let's grab... Put a couple up here to take care of these. And we'll work our way up here as well. So, into the hills we go is kind of what we're at here. And we're still flattening things, so we'll just make it nice and easy. Did they get most of this done? They did. Go ahead and do that. We'll take these out. Oh, I need to knock the top off of these ladders so that they can actually get out there. Do the rest of that. Same thing here. There we go. 2. There we go. That looks good. We'll let them work on that here. Oh, they've got those done. They've got these done. And then we need to get them up into these hills before we really address this section. Let's head back over here. This is done. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take that out. So hopefully they all leave. Okay. That goes. This goes. This goes. This goes. And that goes. And then we're going to move you. Which one do I need to take out here? This one, right? Sometimes it's quicker just to click down through. Yes. So this needs to go. And I need to blow those up. There we go. We'll get you back in here on the outside like so. And we'll get one dynamite right there. Let's get a ladder in here to readjust. There we go. And we'll put you in there, you in there. And that should be everything until we can get the tube station back in there. Okay, they're still working on this. They've got the one in there, but these are definitely going to take a while. Let's see if I've now got this in the right place. So that matches there. And then that should match. Nope, it actually needs to be this one. Good thing I caught that. So if we take this one out, we set that to high priority. And then here we do the same thing and line it up again. You are aligned with that. You are aligned here. Yep. Let's take you out of there. There we go. Couple of metal platforms. And come on, buddy. Let's get that out of there. There we go. And now can I take... I can't take the platforms because there's still stuff in the way. So we can't really do the other side until that's all done. However, what I can do is... I know I'm going to want dirt up here. So we're going to have to figure out where we want the dirt. Which, that actually... The river for it might actually be here. So... it might just... come in here. Although I could go the other way. No, let's go out. Let's save it for the same way. So we'll just need dirt up here mostly. Let's start filling in terrain. I don't know if this terrain is going to do what I want it to do. Because it needs to be watered. Well, you know what? We will just say that there's going to be a lot of dirt up here, and then we'll figure out how it goes. They just kind of need something to do. We have a whole army of builders, but they're not building anything because the main focus right now is our platforms, which we don't have anything for, and a couple of dynamite here and there. So we'll worry about the dynamite, but we'll get all this in. There we go. We're going to do... Nope, that's not what I want. Let's do 3s up here now that that's even. No, that is... Actually, I don't want 3s up there. I want 1s up there to make it even with everything else. There we go. Just got to think of what I want to do. We've got those going. Over here, we need some more 3s, and then we'll take care of some other things as we go. But with this canopy going in on giant metal platforms, I'd say that's a good time to call it for today. We've got plenty going on in our forest. We actually managed to move a little bit of stuff, and it's all set and ready to go. We've just got to get this area set up so that we can move our industrial area and get more platforms in here. But until then, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and hope to see you next time.